All right, welcome back to episode 18, the Hot Take Sports Podcast. This is our second of two episodes that we were going to record today. We just finished up episode 17 a little bit ago, took a break, and back for episode 18. So, yeah, let's just dive right into it.
I think we're all still good, so.
Yeah, I know.
I think we're ready to go.
All right. So, I guess we'll start with the MLB. That's probably our biggest.
I thought we were going MMA really quick.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I'll touch on MMA really quick. Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier trilogy is going to be completed on July 10th, UFC 264. It's sold out in less than an hour in Las Vegas. There's going to be like 28,000 people there. I don't really know who I want to win. I guess I would say Conor McGregor, and here's why. When he's winning, it's good for MMA. It's good for the UFC. Because that's a name that people recognize.
That's true.
I would argue that he's probably the most famous MMA fighter of all time.
Probably.
He's not the best.
Yeah.
But he promoted himself and created the image that he created, and that made him extremely popular.
In a bus.
Yeah, breaking open a bus window.
Hey, all press is good press, right?
Heck yeah. But yeah, I don't know who will win. I guess I'd rather see Conor McGregor win just because it'll be better for the sport. Boxing, the only thing I really have to say is the heavyweight title has not been finalized, but the goal is sometime in late July in Saudi Arabia. The rumor is it's going to be a 2-fight contract, so I hope everything works out. And yeah, I hope that the fans need this fight. Boxing needs this fight.
Absolutely.
So I hope it happens. But yeah, that's about all I have to say.
I think it'd be interesting to see just how it goes and the aftermath.
Yeah. It'll be a 2-fight agreement, I'm sure, so that way the loser can get a chance to reclaim all
They
the titles.
usually are.
Yeah. Big fights like that normally are. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. So we'll transition to the MLB now, I guess.
Yep.
You can do that, or you can talk about the fight that's going on tonight.
Another one.
Meme round 2.
Heck yeah. Jake Paul versus Ben Askren is tonight on Triller from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Truly two of the biggest memes ever to come out of the fighting world.
I agree.
Think about it.
Mean heaven tonight.
Jake Paul was literally all over social media. Twitter exploded after he knocked out Nate Robinson. And Ben Askren was on the receiving end of the fastest knockout in UFC history.
Yeah.
He was literally dead. So.
I've watched it over and over and over
Yeah.
and over.
Yeah. He was not ready for that. Not a chance.
Nope.
The biggest physical difference I noticed though was Askren is carrying around 20 extra pounds. Because when he fought MMA, he fought at welterweight, which is at 170, and he weighed in at 190, 190.5 or 191 yesterday. So he looks big. Big.
Like strong big or fat big?
Fat big.
Oh.
Jake Paul looks a lot more toned, I guess would be a better way of saying that.
Jake Paul's also what, 24 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean that weighs into it also.
We gave our predictions on Twitter the other day, but we can run through them real quick now. I had Jake Paul as in a third round knockout. I refuse to pick against Jake Paul now solely because I accurately predicted his last fight against Nate Robinson. So I think it would be extremely funny if he won just because of the amount of complaining people would do. So that's my call. Isaac?
I had Paul in 2.
I had Askren in 3 just because I want to see Jake Paul lose.
Askren won. He's trying to avenge his fastest knockout.
Yeah.
He's going for it back the other way.
Okay.
He's just gonna go the good old Uno reverse.
Yeah. He's going to do it in 4 seconds.
Ooh. That would be gnarly.
Means heaven.
Either way, whatever happens tonight, I'm sure the internet's going to be hearing about it basically all night tonight. So,
And it's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
We sadly will not be watching the fight.
Nope. Our pay-per-view for we're maxed out for now. We bought UFC 260 and we're
That was
calling it there.
UFC 260 was good.
Yep, I enjoyed it.
We'll probably pick up sometime this summer.
Yep, I'm sure we'll watch the heavyweight title fight.
We'll get
That'll
some.
probably be our next one. But yeah, I think that's about everything I have. Unless you guys have anything else you would want to add, but
Nope. I'll just be refreshing Twitter throughout the fight, waiting for stuff to happen. So.
I'll be on Twitch.
Yep.
Speaking of Twitter, we changed the tweet too soon. Or sorry, that's not scored a single point since we.
That's your fault.
All right, MLB transition.
Yeah, my team's playing well. Jojo Romero came in for the Phillies in the 4th inning because whoever started got rocked for 6 runs. 6 runs. There we go. I got there for 6. Or I just had to do math.
It's all good.
backwards.
We get it. We're good.
He got 1 out in the 4th inning, and then Yadier Molina hit a solo shot. Paul Goldschmidt got on base, and Arenado rocketed 1 to left. So they're up 9-3 on the Phillies right now. So the Cardinals are fun right now when they're actually hitting. It's nice to see them with 2 guys that when they get up to the plate, you think, oh yeah, something can happen now. Because they haven't had that since like Matt Adams when he was playing first base for them. And they only had him for like a season or 2.
On the Indian side, we have none of that.
Yeah, that's true.
You guys are scoring any runs right now.
Yeah, the Indians are definitely struggling offensively right now.
Home runs are bust.
Yeah. Jose Ramirez, he's doing okay, I guess. He's definitely the highlight of our team offensively, I would say.
But one man can only carry a baseball team so far.
Exactly. But defensively, we've been doing fairly well for the most part.
Yeah, it didn't do bad.
Pitching has been good.
Pitching's been okay.
Other than Plesac getting crapped on the other night. But
Yeah, the Indians did get no hit the other day.
yeah, it was the second one in like a week span. Shout out to Carlos Rodon for getting a no-hitter against the Indians and Joe Musgrove for no-hitting the Rangers. However,
And he was 1 backfoot slider away from a perfect game.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Attaboy Roberto Peralta.
way to wear it, kid.
yeah,
Roberto Perez, though, I would say, is another one of the Indians' highlights defensively. He's a very talented catcher. His pop time is good. I see videos all the time of him. What?
Why?
What?
We just pinch hit Matt Carpenter for Kwang Hyun Kim. Matt Carpenter's batting 080 this year.
Nice.
I mean, I'd rather have Matt Carpenter than a pitcher, so.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Would you?
Yeah.
You sure?
You mean our pitcher that has one of our RBIs today?
What? That changes everything.
Aren't you
He
up
reached
like...
on an error, really doesn't he now? That's still bad. He's probably still batting better than 080 though.
Yeah, but
That's
say,
a
aren't
big
you
one.
guys up like 20? No for exaggerating, but...
He did, in fact, just say they were up 9-3.
He struck out swinging.
Oh,
I mean, at least it was swinging, but still, he struck out.
Yeah.
you should retire.
Don't get me started.
That's it.
But yeah, the Cardinals' offense is going well. The Indians are home run or bust. There have been some surprises like the Reds and Brewers.
But it's early in the season. I mean,
The Reds are
There's a lot
usually
that
good
can
early,
change.
though.
Matt? I lost my train of thought there for a second. My bad.
all right.
You
Going back a
Just
couple
a
weeks to
recall.
when the Reds played the Cardinals, and what do you have to say about the whole Nick Castellanos thing? About him, he got hit, scored a run, stood over the pitcher, and flexed on him.
I mean, there was no point, but Yachty's a hothead. Everyone, if you watch
Right.
baseball, everybody knows that Yachty's a hothead. So he was gonna defend his pitcher. Castellanos is a jerk. Whatever. I wasn't surprised by any of it. So
Yeah, you gotta give it to Yachty for standing up for his teammates, but I applaud guys like Nick Castellanos for making baseball more fun. So,
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't think you have to be an idiot to make baseball more fun.
Hey man, idiot or not,
Hey.
that was still fun.
Hey, man.
And you're cheering for Jake Paul and wearing a Red Wings jacket.
Shohei Ohtani is making baseball interesting this year.
That is.
He's had a pretty good batting average, and he's pitching well.
He's pitched once.
Oh,
Because
How did he do that one time?
I mean, he did well until he got taken out of the legs.
So he's fine.
that's it.
Yeah, no, he's got blisters right now, so he's not pitching apparently.
He always has blisters. That's always what he's out for, is blisters.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And last year,
I know.
Fernando Tatis making it interesting. So there's some players making it semi-interesting.
I mean, he just got back from being on the DL already this season.
It was just a minor shoulder, though.
Speaking of Fernando Tatis Jr., I saw a stat on Instagram today. He has 7 errors in their last 6 games defensively. Thoughts on that, anybody?
Paid him too soon.
He's
Yeah.
only there to hit home runs.
Yeah. I struggle to comprehend why they paid a guy that much money who had yet to play a full 162 game season.
I mean, I don't expect anybody to play a 162 game season, but
I mean, Calvert
My point there was he's been hurt a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
he is injured.
But there's been an interesting series in baseball. The Dodgers and Padres are playing right now.
Yeah, the Padres are. They're playing well, but they're still in third place.
Again, it's early.
Yeah,
It's way too early to be saying.
I know, it's
But
just
still,
really
this
weird
is
to
like
see.
their first matchup all year, though.
Ooh,
Yeah, no.
tonight is Kershaw versus Darvish, though.
Ooh,
That'll be good.
Is that game
Man,
on?
there's all kinds of sports on today. There's a UFC fight tonight. Paul Askren, good pitchers duel, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
It should be.
So in case you didn't already see it, Yachty has 2 home runs today.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you saw this.
Year 17, Yachty's still getting it done.
You know, Yachty is a majorly celebrated and decorated player. Lots of All-Star Game appearances, and this year, due to a government issue, the MLB moved the All-Star Game from Atlanta to Colorado. What are your guys' thoughts on the All-Star Game being in Colorado now?
The home run derby is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, watching Vladimir Guerrero hit over 100 home runs, which my hot take is he will hit exactly 112. That's my hot take.
Yep.
In honor of C Scalia 12, of course.
Oh yeah, that's what.
But yeah, I think the home run derby will be very exciting. It usually is, but obviously with the Coors effect, it's going to be even cooler.
I would love to see.
It'll be good TV this year.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have anything else before we go into the segment?
I would like to point out the fact that Bechtel and Clayton were ganging up on me that Yachty Molina wasn't a good catcher anymore.
Yeah, that's
And-
true.
Imagine.
We
I
called
was
him
over here
washed.
complimenting him.
Imagine.
We called him washed, and then like throughout spring training, I would see periodically see pictures of Yachty still got it. Gunned down this random fast outfielder from some
Down
random
12
team.
dudes, yep.
Alright.
And now he's hitting 2 home runs in a game.
Yeah, he's still hitting. That's what I was kind of concerned about, I guess.
Well, his hitting's been going down for a while.
That's
I'm
what I mean.
surprised he's hitting.
Defensively, I thought he would be more of a presence, which obviously his defense has been good so far, but
He's heading 310. So.
yeah, through the first part of the season, he's been hitting.
It's
You know who's been truly on a tear, though? Is Ronald Acuna Jr.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those first 2 games were
He's
really
been
rough.
ripping it up.
No
I was
one-
wa- You can go
All
ahead.
right. No one's. He has speed and power. Who was the last person to have that?
Mike Trout,
I was gonna say, crazily enough, there is this
Well,
guy named
for-
Mike Trout.
Fernando Tatis Jr., Juan Soto, a lot of people who actually play.
Shall we
League.
keep going?
but he think he hit like 22 miles per hour a couple of days ago.
I would sure hope he hit more than 22
going
miles an hour.
to.
He's talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he meant hitting.
It took me a minute too. I was like,
Okay, just making
I was
sure.
like, I
Yeah, I
throw
almost-
faster than 22 miles an hour. Even the slowest pitcher in the MLB, who the other day threw like 45, was his
Wasn't he a
average
position
pitch.
player though yesterday? That guy that threw for the Twins,
His fastest
Maybe.
pitch was 72 miles an hour. You didn't see that?
No.
the big guy for the Twins.
Oh, Willie Vestadio?
Yep. He pitched yesterday.
That,
His fastest pitch was 72 miles an hour.
And at one point it was down to like 41.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, Zach Greinke can throw a 54-mile-an-hour curveball.
That's terrifying in the NBA. Well, yeah, I'd be terrified of the NBA.
Yeah.
the MLB. Could you imagine first dude throws 90 and 52 going like this?
Alright, but he ran like 22 going third base to home plate.
Shit, 22
On a
miles an
pop-
hour in 90 feet? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it was on a pop fly.
That's,
Ew.
he's
Like
not just
a
fast, he is
shallow.
quick.
Yeah.
There's a difference between fast and quick.
Yeah.
In my mind, fast means like more like
Your top speed over time.
yeah. Quick is like stealing bases is a great example of quick. You have to be quick to steal bases.
Yeah.
Then insane.
He's multi-tool, that's for sure.
And then I think he got a 20 in another game too.
Probably.
Like the next day. He might be coming up the best player in MLB.
That honor still belongs to Mike Trout.
I said coming up.
Coming up.
Yeah, but he's also in line with Fernando Tatis Jr. and Christian Yelich and
Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. Yeah, he's
Mookie Betts is arguably the best, but I think Trout's still the best.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still got some competition coming up. The MLB is in safe hands for a while. Let's just
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, there's plenty of upcoming talent.
Batting and pitching.
I'm looking at it right now. I can honestly say I don't recognize any of the outfielders for the Cardinals, and I thoroughly enjoy that because our outfield has consistently been guys that we sign like out of nowhere, and they're either really good at fielding and suck at hitting, or vice versa.
Alright. Let's get into it. Let's get into the segment.
Yes, please.
Sure.
Do.
Let's do it,
What's going
Brady.
on? So
This is a surprise to all of us. This is a surprise that Brady put together.
So it's a new segment that hopefully can be a consistent thing. It's called Overreaction or Reasonable.
Ooh. Okay, I like that.
I'm assuming we're doing this with every sport.
it's
I mean, eventually.
whatever you come up with.
Okay.
Yes.
I have 7 questions for today. They're all baseball.
Ooh, I like
Okay.
it. Okay.
So the first question: the Yankees' 5-8 start will carry through the whole season and finish in the bottom 2 in their division. Overreaction or reasonable?
Oh, I'm gonna say.
Repeat the question.
The Yankees' 5-8 start will carry through the whole season and they'll finish in the bottom 2 of the division, with the Orioles probably, but still.
Not important.
I'm gonna say reasonable. Here's why. Obviously, the Yankees are a good team. They have plenty of talent. But over the past few years, they've struggled with staying healthy. Obviously, right now, that's the case. So I think that no matter what the Yankees try to do, they're just not going to stay healthy. I think, like I said, that's just been the case for the last couple of years, and I don't think that this year will really be any different.
I'm gonna say overreaction.
I mean,
In
I'd
which
say
direction?
Unfortunately.
Like they'll make the
Like you
playoffs.
think they'll be good?
Yeah,
They'll
I think
be
they'll stay
good.
healthy.
Unfortunately, I do too, but
I mean they'll suffer some injuries, but I still think it'll be over.
I think it's reasonable. I think they're going to do the same thing they've done the last few years. They're just a team full of a few power hitters, and solo shots can't carry you all season. So,
overreaction or reasonable? We should be worried about the Padres, not because they're 9-6, but because Tatis can't stay healthy.
that's reasonable. I mean, that's what we've been saying. That's what we've said on this podcast. They shouldn't have paid him that much, or shouldn't have paid him yet, because he can't stay healthy. And he has what? What'd you say? 6 errors in 7 games or something like that?
Opposite. 7 errors in
7 errors,
6
6 games. That's even worse. MLB players shouldn't be making. I mean, some of them don't
They
make
shouldn't
7
even be
errors
making
all
an
season.
error a week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You should be making a couple errors a month
Yeah.
I'll say that
for making that much money. So
I'll
I mean,
say it's reasonable.
Yeah, I'm going reasonable too.
I'm going to say reasonable too. Tatis Jr.
Would
signing
you
him.
had the Padres winning it all again?
That was me.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering.
What? It's a reasonable thing. He's just.
I
gotta
mean
figure
they
it out.
played well without him.
It's a reasonable concern. Is all I have to say.
The Rockies will have the most losses since the turn of the century and have at least 120 losses after starting 3-10 and looking like garbage.
Oh,
120.
I believe
R.I.P.
it was the
Trevor
2000
Story.
I believe it was the 2000.
He's not dead. He's just
It's either
stuck up front.
2003 or 2004. The Tigers lost 119 games. Well, the Rockies stopped.
If the Tigers didn't even get over 120, are the Rockies that bad?
Outside of Trevor Story, can you name one guy on the Rock? Well, Charlie Blackmon, I Castellanos is still there.
I was gonna say.
I couldn't name either of
I
them.
was gonna say that's a question for not Brady.
Trevor Story's their shortstop and Charlie Blackmon's their first baseman.
Right fielder.
Right fielder. I knew that.
He
I was
probably
getting that right.
should play first base though. They probably use him.
I'll say overreaction.
Man, that's a tough one.
120 losses is a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot of games to lose.
Yeah,
I gotta say overreaction. That's a lot.
But they are in a full-on rebuild. I mean, all they had was Arenado, and honestly, they didn't get that much for him. I mean, they got some good prospects for him, but again,
I was
prospects.
gonna say some prospects.
They're still not
They're not MLB ready.
MLB top-tier caliber players yet. So, I'm gonna say overreaction. I think anyone can figure out a little in that. Again, if the Tigers don't lose 120, I don't think anyone can. But I could be proven.
The Cubs will be in full rebuild mode by July and have a shot at losing 90 games.
I'm going to say reasonable.
They're currently last in the division.
I say reasonable. I think they trade Chris Bryant before the trade deadline.
The Cubs,
That's my
I mean, they
call.
had their run, so
Yep. They won a World Series title. But,
ditto.
you know.
We'll stay in the NL Central here. The Reds and Brewers are more competitive than we thought after hot starts offensively.
Reasonable.
Yeah, that's very reasonable. I thought that the Reds and Brewers would be competitive anyway. The Reds made moves that I really liked,
I thought
such
that-
as adding Nick Castellanos. So
I thought the Reds would be almost in the basement.
I'm going to say
Is that
over.
Castellanos or Castellanos?
Shut up, man! I'm going to say that's over.
Really?
I think they will fall off.
So, what I'm hearing is you think the Cardinals have that division locked.
Yes.
Really?
I like
I'm
that.
good.
Okay.
I
Today.
didn't say over. I don't think they will.
The only thing that concerns me about the Brewers is not hitting; it's more pitching. Like their bullpen outside of Josh Hader literally has nobody.
Mm-hmm.
So
One guy can only do so much.
exactly.
That's what I've always said for the Brewers, because they paid Christian Yelich so much.
Last year was definitely a down year for Christian.
One guy
Yelich.
can only, well, he got hurt.
Yeah.
He was on a tear and then got hurt.
Even so, when he played, he only hit like 202. I think was his average or something low like that. But you can take into Corona and the fact that they only played 60 games too.
Yeah.
So I think he'll rebound. I think the Brewers will be good. I think that division will be very competitive. It'll be interesting to see what the Cardinals, Reds, and Brewers do come October.
Alright.
But the Cubs and the Pirates are definitely.
Well, the Pirates aren't even really a MLB team. They're more of like a AA team at this point. So
Okay.
yeah, I said that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Alright.
I'm a Browns fan. I'm allowed to say who's at the bottom of the barrel because we've been there before.
Alright. Two more. The Mariners could actually be competitive this year following a 9-5 start.
Why aren't you answering any of these?
Yeah, Brady.
Because I think they're all overreactions.
You can tell the people that. I mean,
Yeah, well.
Anyways, sorry. What was it?
The Mariners following a 9-5 start could actually be competitive this year.
No reaction.
Overreaction. The Mariners are not making the playoffs yet again. No way.
I'm going to say reasonable. I think they will do it.
I think there's a lot of games left to play to count 15 games as your sample size.
Right. Which could be said about the Reds and Brewers too. They could just be hitting well
I mean,
for now.
That's the point of the segment.
Right. I was talking to one of our teachers as a Reds fan, and I was talking to him about the Reds start. He said, well, the Reds are doing something that they sometimes do. They hit really well in the first 2 months, don't win it all in June, and by July, everyone's just given up. Or they don't hit until July, but at that point, they're so far behind, it really doesn't matter.
I like both of those.
Yeah.
That's why I went over.
Shout out to you, Mr. Wagner.
I was expecting.
Alright, last one, then we'll wrap up. The Dodgers, following a 12-2 start, will break the single season win record.
Over.
Overreaction.
Somebody's going to get hurt. That's my call.
Bellinger's hurt already. I'm pretty sure.
Fairy tales always have something that happens, and I think that their something will be a major injury.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Dodgers will probably lose somebody in the rotation because they usually do. But
Which can be expected in the MLB. When you're throwing 90 plus miles an hour consistently, your arm's taking a lot of stress. So
yeah.
it'll happen. Hopefully, it's not anything severe because you never want to wish that on anybody. But yeah, that's what I think is going to happen.
All right. Do you guys have anything else?
No.
That's all we've got. So
Not really. The Indians just need to figure out how to hit the ball, which, again, it's early. They'll be fine. I'm not worried about it.
I'm excited for the Indians-Yankees game that we're going to.
That is true.
And
3 of us
The
will be,
closer we get, the weather gets better and better, so
hopefully.
excited.
3 of us, Matt Brady and I, are going to an Indians-Yankees game April 25th. Isaac, unfortunately, will not be joining us.
Yeah, Isaac's going the opposite direction to
I'll be
play
in
soccer,
Indy.
so
Isaac's going to be in Indianapolis for a travel soccer.
that'll be fun though.
Yeah,
So-
I go to Indy and Cincy.
That'll
Back to back weekends.
we can talk about it next pod. Actually, talk about our experience.
Guys, I miss going to pro sports. It'll be nice to be back.
I
That
agree.
is true.
All right.
All right.
Thank you all for listening. That was episode 18.
Don't forget to follow us on all the socials.
Oh yeah, we got
YouTube,
shout out.
Twitter,
Social system.
Instagram, Facebook,
TikTok.
all of them. Hot Take Sports 60.
See you next time.
See you in episode 19.